Okay, so in example 3, we are asked to find the discriminant of quadratic equations x squared plus 6x plus 8 equals 0, x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals 0, and x squared plus 6x plus 10 equals 0. So very similar, you might think, but in each case, write down the type and number of solution. Okay, so let's go with A, which is x squared plus 6x plus 8 equals 0. So what I want to do, if we're going to do the discriminant, remember, is b squared minus 4ac. Discriminant. It's a part of the quadratic formula that's under the square root sign. b squared minus 4ac. So write out a, b, and c. A is 1, b is 6, and c is 8. Okay. Well, then that would mean the discriminant. And again, as you know, I'm a big fan of writing out formula every time we use them. Probably means I don't have much of a life, but there you go. So it's going to be 6 squared minus 4 times 1 times 8. That's 36. Minus 4 times 1 is 4, times 8 is 32, which is equal to 4. Now the important thing about this is that it's a positive number. Okay? And when the discriminant is a positive number, that means you're going to have 2 real roots. Okay? And that the graph will hit the x-axis in 2 different places. Now, we don't know where it hits the x-axis, but we know it hits the x-axis in 2 different places. Now, you can confirm by graphing this on your calculator, graphing x squared plus 6x plus 8, y equals x squared plus 6x plus 8. If you graph that in your calculator, you'll see something like this. Now, the roots may be on either side of the y-axis, but it will cross the x-axis in 2 different places. Okay? So, let's move on to B. Okay, and B was x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals 0. So, x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals 0. And if we do that, we have A equals 1, B equals 6, C equals 9. So the discriminant b squared minus 4ac is going to be 6 squared minus 4 times 1 times 9. Well, 6 squared is 36, minus 4 by 1 is 4, by 9 is 36, which is equal to 0. Okay, now if the discriminant is 0, let me try that again. If the discriminant is 0, then that means there's going to be 1 real root, and it's going to be a repeated root. Okay, so it's going to be 1 real root, it's going to be a repeated root, and the graph is going to touch the x-axis but not cross it. So the graph will touch the x-axis once, but not cross it. Okay. And if you graph this one, you'll find that it touches the x-axis. Now it turns out to be minus 3, which you could have figured out if you use the entire quadratic formula, or you use factoring, or you use completing the square. You'll find out that that's going to be at negative 3. But that's not really the point of this, so I'm not going to include it here. All we want to know is how many roots. And the final one, x squared plus 6x plus 10 equals 0. So C, x squared plus 6x plus 10 equals 0. Okay, so in this case we have A equals 1, B equals 6, and C equals 10. Apologies for the phone notifications going off in the background there. In this case, again, let's do the same old thing because it works. B squared minus 4ac, that's going to be 6 squared minus 4 times 1 times 10 So 36 and minus 4 by 1 is minus 4, by 10 is minus 40. That's negative 4. And this time what's important is not the number, but that it's negative. Okay? And negative means there are no real solutions. Okay? There are no real solutions. And the graph never touches the x-axis. When there are no real solutions to a quadratic, you know that there are two complex, and they're going to be conjugate solutions. Okay, so if we were to draw this one, it would go something like this. The graph never touches the x-axis. Okay, so remember, in summary, if the discriminant is positive, you get two real roots. And it crosses the axis twice. It's x-axis twice. If the discriminant is negative, there are two complex roots, no real roots. And the graph never touches the x-axis. And if the discriminant is 0, then there is one real repeated root. Okay, so this little bit that's on your screen now is something you have to remember. One real repeated root, and the graph touches the x-axis once, but doesn't cross it. Okay, so you just have to retain this. You have to sit down, learn it, and keep it. Okay? Alright, thank you.